For the first time, the owner of Chivas, Amaury Vergara, spoke about the breakup with Televisa. And we're going to listen to him next in a very interesting conversation he had with Forbes magazine. Stay here with me and don't go anywhere, because what the owner of the team said is really good. I'm Jesus Bernal, and I thank all of you for your attention. Thank you so much for being here with me to talk about the latest news. Regarding the Chivas team, the Tapatio Classic is coming up, and I invite you to Caliente, Mexico, to support the sacred flock. It's as easy as clicking the link I leave for you below in the pinned comment and taking advantage of the welcome bonus. With this, you have the bonus directly in your account, and you can use it for this Saturday's match. You already know Caliente Mexico. Click the link I leave for you below in the pinned comment. Without further ado, let's start this video with the latest news about the Chivas. The owner of Chivas, Amaury Vergara, broke his silence. He broke his silence. There had been a lot of talk and discussion about what the owner of the sacred flock did when he separated from Televisa. A situation that happened twice in the recent past, and the second time was the definitive one. The first being when they created the Chivas television platform. Do you guys remember? Then they decide to come back. And later, Amazon Prime Video arrives, and they say goodbye to Televisa forever. In an interview he gave to Forbes, Amaury Vergara explains this whole topic, and believe me, it's worth listening to. Let's listen to what the owner of Las Chivas said about why and how he separated from Televisa. Let's listen to the owner of Guadalajara, Amaury Vergara, talk about this topic.
But I can definitely tell you that it was very successful from several angles. First, simply because we emancipated ourselves from the way television contracts were being made in Mexico, which were completely one-sided and totally unfair. To give you an example, there's a moment in Chivas' history of all the matches of the visual material that we don't have access to because it doesn't belong to us. Just to give you an example. And I think a team like Chivas has to have the ability to offer its fans content, a football broadcast, somewhat, let's say, as much as possible impartial. That you, as a Chivas fan, don't feel like everything is against your team, that you can enjoy football. And that's how we felt before starting Chivas Television. One day my boss said to me, "Hey, what do you know about streaming?" I'm talking to you about almost 10 years ago. Netflix was still something new. Not all the products we enjoy today on streaming were available yet. And you would never have thought about broadcasting something live. No. I was saying, hey, look, sports are just starting to come to streaming. It's not something that's established yet, but if we had to do it, we did it. And in 42 days, we built the Chivas television platform. There were providers, for example, the whole back end of the platform, the streaming engine, who had never done a broadcast before. Of the magnitude that we were doing, we were the first, and the entire sports industry was watching to see what would happen with Chivas. As one of the first teams with its own streaming platform in the history of soccer, there had been other channels, let's say, other European teams that had their own channel, but they had never dared to do streaming on the scale that we did. Obviously, at the beginning, it was very hard for us, but we managed to overcome the difficulties. And Chivas Television, I think, completely changed the vision of consumption today. It changed the status quo of how soccer is watched in Mexico. There are now more streaming service providers, and I think that has made Mexican soccer more diverse. I still think we're in a transition that isn't entirely ideal from my point of view. I think we need to get to a point where you, as a fan, can subscribe to just one service and watch all the soccer. I think that's what's best for the fans. I'm not entirely happy that a fan has to subscribe to 5 different services just to watch Chivas. It's not what I think is ideal for the fan, but it definitely changed the way things are. Nowadays, we don't just make one deal, we make many deals. We're the Mexican team that's watched the most around the world. Chivas is broadcast in more than 50 countries. I mean, a Mexican in Asia can watch Chivas, in Africa can watch Chivas, in Europe can watch Chivas, and that's thanks to the Chivas television project.
Well, on other topics, America. Yesterday, the America team lost to the Bravos de Juarez. America ended up losing to the Bravos de Juarez 2-1. A last-minute goal gave the victory to the Bravos team. And with this, Juarez starts climbing up the rankings, while America also begins to fall out of contention. The America team is starting to fall behind. They couldn't do it. The goal came at the 93rd minute. They had added 6 minutes and they couldn't do much more. So, good for Bravos, who leave America there, lying down, stretched out, sad, angry. After what this match of Week 9 was in Mexican soccer. All the matches have already been played, except for Chivas against Leon. Now let's see how the overall standings look heading into what's next, which is match day number 10. How is the standings table looking right now? Let's take a look. Cruz Azul is the leader with 22 points, followed by Toluca with 21. Chivas has 18. Then come Pachuca and Pumas behind with 17 and 16. The same points as Atlas, which is now 6th. Monterrey is 7th with 13, and Tigres 8th with 13. América, for now, is out of the playoff zone with 11 points. So, for now, is this how the tournament is going for Chivas? We have to remember that they still have their match against Leon pending, which wasn't played this week, because of the Legends Classic, which was played at Akron Stadium. So they'll have to catch up on March 18th. And for now, the Rebaño has to focus on their match against Atlas this weekend. Speaking of Atlas, the red and black team beat the Zolos of Tijuana 2-1 yesterday. A double from Alfonso Ponchito Gonzalez against the Zolos squad, who scored. The son of Loco Abreu, Diego Abreu, was the one who scored the penalty to make it 2-1 in favor of the red and black team. So they're not coming into the Classic in such bad shape. That's the reality. 2 points behind Chivas, with 1 game less for Guadalajara. I'll emphasize that again. Chivas has 1 game less going into this match. I think the match is going to be tough. It's going to be a good match between the two teams, and on top of that, it'll be interesting to see what happens on the field. I also think that Atlas still has a thorn in their side from the 4-1 in the previous tournament, the thrashing that Chivas gave the Rojinegros. So, well, we'll see where the match takes us this weekend. If you want to go to the training and ask for photos and so on, today is the last day. Today is the last day you can do it. The training session has just started, and I would suggest you get there around 12 noon, more or less, for the Chivas training. That would be my suggestion. With that, you can see the players and ask for some autographs. Honestly, I think it's really worth it. And tomorrow it's harder because they'll be training in the afternoon. The bus goes into the Verde Valley facilities, and it's a bit more complicated for any player to come out and talk to you. So my suggestion is go today, stop by today, and if you want, get photos or autographs with the Chivas players. And finally, just to remind all of you that this Saturday, the Tapatio Classic will be played. The match is scheduled for 7 post Meridian Central Mexico time, and you'll be able to watch it on Televisa. For the United States and Canada, the game will be at 8 post Meridian Eastern time, 5 post Meridian Pacific time, and it will also be available on Televisa and Univision platforms. I imagine they'll most likely put it on VIX Plus, maybe on Televisa Univision Deportes network. On one of those, you can watch it easily. We'll end this video here. Thank you very much for your attention. Keep subscribing, commenting, sharing, and liking, and I'll see you next time. I'm Jesus Bernal. Goodbye.